We all want to find a soulmate, and we usually have a picture in our head of exactly what that means to us. Well, good luck with that. So, if you're single, keep in mind that love is not about finding the right person, it's about being the right person. In order to attract your match, you should spend your time becoming the best person and partner you can be. With romantic relationships, you must make sure you're worthy of the one you desire, and you should possess the qualities that person would also find desirable. Though we're all special, it's not enough just to show up. We must work to be our best. And likewise, if you don't get what you want from a relationship, then move on. Ultimatums and manipulation to force a commitment of any kind will surely result in resentment and misery for both partners. Why would anyone ever want to be in a relationship with another person who had to be forced or tricked into commitment? Besides, in the end, it isn't possible to force someone to love you. Your only control is to be your best, so the right person for you will see those qualities that make you unique and desirable to them. If you find yourself searching desperately for a partner, it usually means that you're really not ready. Stop looking and work on yourself. You'll never be perfect, so accept that there are things about you that won't change. Embrace your unique qualities and improve on the undesirable ones. When you have worked to be your best, you will find the best partner for you. There's a match for everyone, so don't ever be discouraged. Also, pay close attention to the type of person you attract. Is this a person who has the qualities you really want in a partner? Be sure that if either person settles, you will both end up unhappy. If you don't respect your partner, then your attitude will show and you will be miserable. On the other hand, tolerance and forgiveness are vital to a long-term relationship. Men pursue women who aren't interested, not always because they want a challenge. Sometimes it's because the woman acts more her true self when she isn't interested. Your true personality is always more interesting than a perfect facade. You can be sure that you and all of your imperfections will be desirable to the right person. That's why people often end up in a relationship with someone they met at work. With no pressure to be anything but your true self, in a work environment, many people fall in love authentically. You could end up with someone that you get to know at work, but this may be someone you would never have given a chance if you had met them in a bar or a restaurant or a party. You fall in love with the real person, not the looking to impress facade persona that you would meet in a social setting. We often hear single people say, "I don't want to settle." This means they have a person in their mind and they won't settle for anyone else. They stay single because that person usually doesn't exist. It's your choice to stay single, but you must realize that it is a choice, not because there are no great possible mates. We can't argue the fact that men and women are different in their approaches to love. Biology makes us that way. Men usually, though not always, set out looking for sex, sometimes accidentally falling in love, while women are usually looking for love, but sometimes accidentally have sex before they're ready emotionally. Some people have sex hoping for love, and some mistake sex for love. Some pretend they are in love to get sex, and some pretend to want sex hoping for love. Why many people fail to find love is because they don't spend enough time getting to know their dates. The beginning is a time for flirtation, which is a childlike ploy to get your date's attention. This should be in fun, not used to make one another jealous with other people. Another mistake some people make is not giving their possible partners enough of a chance. Don't be so quick to walk away from a possible date. Chemistry is very important, so take a few moments to see if something stirs it up. That's also why becoming intimate too soon is not a good idea. It clouds your feelings toward the other person. Stereotypically, men tend to overlook the whole picture once they have achieved their goal of sex, and women often mistake the chemical bond created during sex as true emotion. If things go well, a wedding is not necessarily the ultimate goal these days. Many people consider marriage a legal agreement that has nothing to do with love. However, if you decide to take the plunge, remember that marriage is about settling in almost every way. No one is going to want exactly everything you want. That is why you must be willing to settle for less than you desire if you want your marriage to succeed. Starting with the way your mate looks, you will probably settle. The image you ladies may have is someone 6 feet with brown hair, blue eyes, and an athletic build. What if you meet a man who is wonderful, but he's 5'8" with blonde hair and blue eyes? Would you pass him by since he doesn't fit your dream, even if he has other qualities you desire? Men may picture a woman with blonde hair, big brown eyes, and a curvy figure. What if you meet a thin woman with brown hair and green eyes who has other spectacular qualities? If you decide to wed, be aware that things change and so do people. If you and your mate grow in different directions, then the D word may be the only answer. Sometimes it's unavoidable to face divorce rather than live a life of misery. When a girlfriend was going through her second divorce and feeling like a failure, I told her that I didn't see it that way. Having experienced divorce myself, I see it as a new lifetime. Sometimes we outgrow a relationship, but that doesn't negate the good purpose your mate played in your life in the past. There's no need for bitterness or blame. We're all on our own path, and sometimes those paths cross and then veer off in another direction, and sometimes they run parallel to us our whole lives. Both are fine. Since finances are such a big part of the failure of many marriages, a prenuptial contract is a good idea. It doesn't hurt to outline all expectations by both parties, even if marriage isn't in the future. Would you ever sign up to work for a company that has access to your financial resources, your children, and your home without some kind of agreement in writing? You should create your prenup before you ever fall in love, so your judgment isn't clouded by the fumes of lust. Another situation that causes relationships to fall apart is when one partner strays. This type of betrayal is very hurtful and is sometimes unforgivable. The cheater is the one with the problem, and the reason for cheating is not the blame of the other partner. There is no excuse for this behavior when in a committed relationship. The betrayed partner should not be pitied or looked down upon, as they have done nothing wrong. There is no weakness in trusting your partner. Infidelity is a reflection of the cheater's character, not the one betrayed. Now, talk about sacrificing. Have kids. Your life will no longer be your own. That is the sacrifice you make when you bring an innocent child into the world. People too often have children to satisfy their own egotistical desires when they should realize that it's a huge sacrifice in every way to be a good parent. For those who selflessly take on the task, the payoff is the blessing of the love of a child for life. You know, I once had a client who married a woman that he liked very much, but that he wasn't really in love with. He wanted a family and he thought she would make a good mother, so they married. Years into the marriage and after 4 kids, he revealed to me that he's still carrying a torch for someone else, and he complains to me that his wife is insecure. What he doesn't realize is that his wife probably feels his distance, which makes her insecure. This has created a very unhappy life for both of them. This is why we shouldn't settle in matters of the heart. You may settle by learning to accept the flaws of the one you love, but never settle by marrying someone you don't love.